Time for us now to get into a conversation, and we're talking about oversight, but in the perspective of the Senate. We'll talk about Nakuru, of course, because the senator is from Nakuru County, but most importantly, she's the deputy majority leader in the Senate. And one of the conversations, Senator, karibu sana. Thank you very much for joining us, first of all.
Thank you. You're most welcome.
Asante sana.
And thank you for inviting me.
Absolutely.
Asante.
Karibu.
Asante, yes.
One of the things that have dominated public debate is some of the remarks made by the ODM leader, Raila Odinga, regarding the role of the Senate in terms of holding governors accountable, whether you really need to summon them to Nairobi to answer to the questions of accountability. What is your stand really on those remarks made by the Honorable Raila Odinga?
First of all, thank you so much for inviting me.
Karibu.
And I always like saying hi to my people of Nakuru.
You can use that camera, yes.
Of Nakuru, and really thank them for giving me an opportunity to be their senator, that I'm very proud of all the time. And then I remember I heard what the former Prime Minister said when they were in Homa Bay, and it was a surprise actually for all of us. Because I know he's the one among the people that wrote the Katiba, isn't it? The Constitution. Yes. So when they put the role of the senator to be doing the oversight, I'm sure there's something they had already done and seen, that if the governor is just given the resources, the public resources, just to use without any oversight, anybody doing the oversight, I think they can really misuse. And it has been witnessed in many areas. So it was a shock, and I think even him, he realized he was not doing the right thing. Because there is no way how the governor can run a county without being oversighted. And that is by the senator. Because the MCAs, they can't do, they've refused to pray their law. So the only person left now praying the law of doing the oversight and ensuring the money that comes from the treasury, or that is that comes from the national through the treasury now, it really does the projects that are meant for the Nakuru County, for the people. And if they don't, the governor doesn't do that, that's how you see us now taking them being summoned to come to the Senate. Because we always take petitions to show how they are misusing, how they are doing the misappropriation of the funds, and then now they are summoned by the senator, Senate. And you've seen Her Excellency Susan Kihika having been summoned several times.
She was actually there, I think, last week.
Yes, I'm the one now behind that. Yeah, because there's a lot of misappropriation of the Nakuru County funds. And
we'll talk about that in a bit. For example, today you were in the news, actually right here, around 1 p.m., and you were talking about the emergency fund, emergency kitty, particularly for those displaced by the rising waters in Lake Naivasha. But before we even get to that, how do you disabuse the notion that much of what the demand for accountability by county senators from their respective county governors is a political showdown rather than an exercise of accountability?
Yeah, because anytime you are playing your role, because you are given 3 roles when you are elected as a senator, and the first one is now to ensure that you bring enough funds to the county, which I've been doing since we came in the leadership. And then after that, you ensure that money does projects for the Nakuru County, and then you ensure it's not being misappropriated. And then when you do that, they think that it's politics. Yeah, they take it so casually as if it's politics. And even they can go around the county just talking of that senator doesn't know her work, he's not paying her role, and like our governor has been seen even having appointed one senator that she thinks is the one that can be doing better than what the Senator Kirochi is doing. Yeah, so I don't know why they take that, but I can imagine those are the governors that want to do corruption. Yeah, those are governors that want to do corruption. Because those who don't want to do corruption, they are always working closely with their senators. I'm very sure even they keep on calling their senators to ask them whether there is anything they can see that is not working, because they are ready to listen. so that even before it escalates and this senator takes things to the Senate, the petition to the Senate, I think they've already ironed out and told her this is not what it should have put happen and all that. But the minute they refuse that, you have no option, because you're mandated to ensure that money does the projects of the people.
One of the biggest points of departures between yourself and the governor for Nakuru County, of course, when we started now seeing the reactions between yourself and the governor, was the war memorial, that matter about the war memorial.
Yeah.
Are you telling us that you had tried to speak to the governor before you raised that matter in public?
Yes, I tried to call her. Yeah. Of course, she could not pick my call. But then it was one of the worst things ever, I think, that have ever happened in the county government, in our counties, because we just woke up one evening, we saw pictures of askaris, the council askaris, going to the War Memorial Hospital with the goons and forcibly transferring patients from that War Memorial Hospital. Some had just been done operations, some were on life-saving machines, and these people were disconnecting. So after I saw that, there was no even time now to talk to Her Excellency, because of an outrage coming from all corners of the Nakuru County people. And then as their senator, I now to summon I had to condemn, of course, what has happened. And then, of course, I had to summon the governor to the Senate, to the Minister of Health, and really ask what is happening, and is it fair, is it justice for those patients? Because what we are trying to look for is the justice for those patients. Because then they had just gone to the hospital, and that's a hospital that has been there for 100 years, because it was since the colonial. And then after a sudden, you're only 1 year in office, and you are just going to close that office. You don't even care, and you don't care whether they are patients. You hire goons, and you take your council police, this Kajo, and then those ones are the ones now forcibly transferring patients to the whatever. And in the process, some patients died.
Let me ask you, Senator.
Yes.
Because
and I don't think Nakuru people will ever forgive Her Excellency Susan Kihika
for that,
because of that act.
Let me ask you, because you're a leader in Nakuru now for 3 years, and before then, although an entrepreneur, you're still engaged in the affairs of Nakuru County. What is the position really of this war memorial? Because the insistence by Her Excellency the Governor is that the management of this hospital should actually be under the Nakuru County government. Her allegation is that there's a lot of Mickey Mouse games going into the management and issues of that hospital. What is your position really, or what is your understanding of where this hospital ought to be?
The hospital ought to be run by their owners. The owners of that hospitals.
Not the county.
Not the county.
Okay.
And then we fought it out till Her Excellency Governor has 10 court orders to reopen that hospital. But up to now, she has not reopened. But what I know is now it's closed. It has police, it has goons watching to ensure that the owners won't take over. But I keep on asking myself, Her Excellency Governor is a lawyer. So how does she assume that the court orders can just be papers? They are just papers. I just keep on telling her, one day they'll be implemented. And these are 10 court orders. And defying of one court order, it has a jail term of 6 months. So if you multiply 6 months times 10 court orders, that is 60 months, which is 5 years. So Her Excellency Susan Kihika is jailable for 5 years.
For defiance of court orders?
Yes, because she has defied 10 court orders.
All right. As we were beginning, about misappropriation of funds. Before we even get to the specifics of what you think she has misappropriated, what you have when you make this allegation, is it solid evidence that there is misappropriation of money by the county government of Nakuru, led by Governor Susan Kihika?
It is solid reports. We get them from the audit, and it's a public document. is a public document. If you Google, you'll see that misappropriation of funds from Nakuru County done by, revealed by the Auditor General. It is real. Because the minute the Auditor General goes on the ground, does the accountability and all that, if he doesn't find any documents to supporting whatever is on the table, he'll always give you time to ensure that you can read out those documents. And then for her now to say, the Auditor General, to say that these things as they are, is because she has looked for those, she has given the county government time to give the documents that she's looking for, and she didn't find them. Like now there's one that she found 7.6 billion projects. She couldn't find where they are.
The money has been spent.
Yeah, the money has been spent, written on in terms of that these are projects, but when you look where the supposed projects have been done, you can't see where they've been done. So, in short, they are ghost projects. There are legal firms that were paid 22 million, and there is no supporting documents to show who are these legal firms. So, in short, again, these are ghost legal firms that were paid.
Let me ask you, Senator, again, a quite an interesting question, and it's important what you raise, because some of these things appear in the reports of the Auditor General, like you rightly said.
Yes.
But the absence of proof to the Auditor General may necessarily not mean that there is no evidence that this money was expended this way. So tell us, as a Senate, how you were able to marry these things, that she doesn't have these documents right now. Is there a grace period you extend to governors so that they can provide probably additional evidence?
The Auditor General gives enough grace period.
Okay.
Then, immediately after it's taken now to the PAC, the Public Accounts Committee, again, they tell the governor, bring the supporting documents. When you see now the PAC is referring the matter to the EACC, it's because, again, they couldn't supply the documents to the PAC, the Public Accounts Committee. So now, as we speak, the Public Accounts Committee found now that corruption for Nakuru, it is now to be tabled at the EACC. So as we speak, is at the EACC. And me as the senator, what I'm saying, I know there have been a lot of misappropriation of the funds of Nakuru County, because when you go around the whole of Nakuru County, everybody is complaining because there is no medicine in our hospitals, no diagnostic machines in our hospitals, our roads are pathetic, and yet our county has a budget of 25 billion annually. So when you compare the funds brought to Nakuru County and what is happening, you already know now there's a provision of funds. But now the Auditor General comes hand in hand to prove what now Senator has been saying, that this is what has been saying. Then after that, the PAC now says it is now enough evidence that there's a lot of corruption in Nakuru, and we refer the matter now to the EACC. So as a senator now, what I'm saying, because I've seen the people of Nakuru have suffered, it is now the EACC to their part and ensure they jail the people that have been misappropriated our funds and to make the Nakuru people suffer, while the national treasury has released the funds for Nakuru on a monthly basis. So we can't say that there is money lying in there. We have a backlog of money that was supposed to be taken to Nakuru and was not taken. Right. So in short, we are praying, and Nakuru people now are praying, they are in their knees for the people to be jailed, whether it's that governor, whether it is the EACC, the CEOs, the CECs, to be jailed. It's better we say we don't have a county office, and then Nakuru people now can organize on themselves.
Tell me something. You are in the news today, like I correctly pointed out, about the Naivasha issue. Tell us what is the situation you found on the ground. Because, of course, some of the pictures you were seeing there were quite horrific as people waded into some very dirty waters. Of course, it's an overflow from Lake Naivasha. But tell us the real situation on the ground that you found when you visited Naivasha. It's Karagita?
It is called Kihoto.
Kihoto.
Yeah. First of all, I tell the people of Kihoto, pole sana. It is pathetic. It is pathetic. Because the water now has come, it has overflow. It's over. I mean, they are living in the waters, the houses have been submerged by the water, so the sewer line, there's no toilets. The water you see us stepping on is a mixture of the sewage and everything. And then there are some people that are very poor. They are inside the lake. They need to be removed from there, to be brought out of there and settled in a safer ground. But what now even I was worried about is that you can see a time bomb lying there, that anytime we can get some waterborne diseases, malaria, and even cholera. In fact, even when I left there, it was that I felt so sad, and that's why you could hear me calling the national government, even as I'm asking the county government to come with the disaster money, because every time there's a budget, there's always disaster money, to come and arrest the situation before even the national government comes on board. I don't know whether it is that people don't know what is happening there, because even that water, the way you've seen these Kyoto people are suffering, the overflow of that lake, it is not natural. It is because the people around the lake, the people who have built around the lake, those investors, some have put some dikes where some water now has been controlled in a way that now is overflowing on the side of the Kyoto. And these are the Kyoto people. They are the lowly, the low cadre of the Kenyans. So we can say, as we speak, I'm very sure even some are sleeping hungry. You could even see them. But the worst part is, you would wonder even where they're showering, where they're going to their toilets. Even they should show me even their cemetery is already covered. So even if somebody now died there, there's nowhere to bury and all that. So I'm calling the national government to really come out, led by the NEMA, the Ministry of the Ministry of Forest, the lands, and even security, to please go there and arrest the situation. Because if they don't arrest the situation, people will run when things are already broken. And you see that's one of the town that is, I mean, one of the, okay, can call it like a slum, that has really a lot of population. So it will overflow to the Naivasha town. And you see, we have a tourist hotels that are around there. So we need to really to act fast, and that's why I'm asking the national government to really run. And the county government hours to step in quickly, to ensure that with the disaster money, they can arrest the situation.
All right. As we wind up very quickly, there's a question of, you have a seat in the Senate yourself, because you're the senator of Nakuru County. You have a seat in the county assembly, actually. You mentioned about the MCAs sometimes failing to do their jobs effectively. Do you have sessions with the members of the county assembly of Nakuru, for example, to enlighten them that this is what you're supposed to do in terms of holding the governor to account? Or is it just you doing the solo job, one-man job of holding the governor to account?
At the moment, I'm the only one who holding the county governor, the governor at Nene. I'm the only one doing that, the oversight. Because the MCAs, I remember meeting them the first time we were elected, and I showed them they are in the first line of oversight, because they are the ones who make those budgets, and they have to ensure that the budgets are implemented. So when I realized budgets are not being implemented, I called them and I told them the problem that is happening. If it escalates, you'll see the things coming out to the public that you people, you're not following what needs to be done, or you're not doing your role, you're not playing your role. But instead of them now listening to me, they went to listen to Her Excellency Susan Kihika. And even one day she said, "Ameweka kwa marinda yake." So I don't know what she meant by that. So meaning,
we will ask her when we see
I know, but meaning is that they are not playing their role. If MCAs play their role, I'm very sure we can ensure that some of these corruptions can not happen. But if they don't play their role, that's why you see things that are happening, what is happening.
All right.
Yes.
You're 30 seconds on that camera as you make your final remarks, Senator.
Thank you so much. Just to say thank you so much, KBC, for inviting me, and just to continue saying that we are the custodian of the devolution, we the senators, and we will continue playing our part, because the people who who gave us the devolution, the devolved government. I think they gave us the best thing that could have happened to this country. And then, of course, I talked to my Nakuru people to ensure them that I continue playing my role, the ones they gave me, that is to ensure that I present them to the national level, to the Senate, to ensure that I bring enough resources to the county and ensure that I hold accountable the county government to ensure that the money that I bring does the project that is meant to do. Right. And then, of course, do the presentation for them, the way you saw me doing the War Memorial, and even now you've seen me at the Kihoto, and ensure the Kihoto people, I push it to ensure that their dignity is given back to them. All right. Yes, and say thank you so much.
Thank you very much.
And God bless Kenya, and thank you. Continue praying for the readers, for the government, and for His Excellency the President. All right. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
One of the girls from Nakuru. You know, we used to call them Nakuru girls. And that is the Senator of Nakuru County, Senator Kiroche, joining us right here on Prime Edition. She is the Deputy Majority Leader in the Senate. And that is how oversight goes really in the eyes of the Senate. We are taking a breather. Of course, business is up next.